Hello everyone. We have another awesome episode of Macchiato Mondays. We're your hosts. My name is PMFA, joined as always on my left is Lisa and on my right is Sharissa. So we have a couple things. We are excited because we are going to announce our winners today from our challenge. So stay tuned for that. We're excited for our winners and starting that. And we also want to talk about the peer pressure. It's one of our commandments, the 10 Commandments for Clean Eating, which you'll find on www.iamacleaneater.com. So one of those commandments, really important, especially during this time and this week, is peer pressure.
Yes.
Right? So there's peer pressure around people that have stopped any type of behavior that, like, I was talking to one of my customers today, and he's like, oh, you know, I don't drink, but with everybody around me seems to have a problem with me not drinking, or that it's like, oh, why did you stop drinking? Is there a problem that you stopped drinking? He's like, dude, I just don't want to drink. It's like a poison. I don't want it, okay? Yeah. So, like, stop bothering me. Mm-hmm. So then you'll have a little less because somebody will, you know, back off at that point, especially if it's you hope, especially if it's a substance abuse problem, right. That it's like, oh, it's really detrimental. Mm-hmm. But if it's just like making the choice of not to drink again or not to eat a certain style or type of food again, this industrialized food, then all of a sudden it's like, well, what's wrong with you and why did you make this choice? And I'm sure, Lisa, we'll start with you. I'm sure this has happened to you so many times because you're a vegetarian.
Yes. So
how many times do you feel like, oh, I don't have a problem with this, but they seem to have a problem with this?
Yeah, and around the holidays, because it's usually, you know, a turkey, a ham, a goose, you know, whatever it is, and then I just say I don't eat that, and then it's like, oh, but you eat this. So if you say I don't eat meat, they assume it's cow meat, and so you say, no, I don't have that, and they go, oh, but you eat chicken, and then, no, I don't eat chicken. Oh, then you eat seafood, and it's like, no, vegetarian means that you eat vegetables. So I just say nothing with a face. Yeah. So that kind of boils it down to that. But yeah, when I first started, because it's been about 26 years now, when I first started, it was like, oh, you don't eat that, and you don't eat, you know, a hot dog or a hamburger, or
how could you possibly live?
Yeah, and
it's impossible.
Around the holidays, how you don't eat that, and I was, no, I am now the side dish queen because I have all of the side dishes. I don't have the main, so I have more room to eat.
Yeah, I mean, really, there isn't much else on the plate on anybody else's, right? It's all like the, you know, the potatoes and everything, you know. Yeah. And even on my plate, and I eat meat, like it's this much turkey because like there's so many other things to eat that I want to try.
Yes. But this year you got the Rolls Royce of turkey.
Yeah, and I will eat it for like 3 days.
You will have it because it's so amazing.
For sure. Yes. So if you still haven't gotten your turkey, do we have any left?
2 left.
Okay.
16-pound turkeys. These really are the Rolls Royce of turkeys.
I'm so excited.
They're so good. I can't wait.
No, totally. But if you're in a situation where you don't eat meat and you're going to a family's house for the holidays and they do eat meat, do you have any tips for withstanding the peer pressure with that in mind?
Well, I bring my own now, and at first I would offer to bring my own, just saying, you know, oh, I'll bring a side dish. Usually bring a side dish for everyone to share, and then I usually bring a couple for me. And now it's just kind of a given that people just say, oh, you know, Lisa will bring her own. So I don't have to explain myself.
Sure.
So I usually bring, you know, some type of salad for everyone to share, and then I bring a couple things just for me. And yeah, after a while, people kind of get used to it because they want to see if it's a fad for you.
Oh, sure.
So I think that's the whole thing, that they just keep pushing the line, going,
this won't last.
You know, exactly. Especially if you say, like, I don't want something with processed sugar or desserts, and it's like, oh, but just one.
Just have a bite. It's not going to hurt you. The one bite.
Well, what's one bite going to do? Well,
It's
it
a
might
slide.
kill me.
It's a slide. Right? It's a slide food. Because there was somebody in the other day, and she really wanted to do a whole clean eating this year but she just couldn't give up that cheesecake.
Sure.
It has to be this.
Make a cheesecake. We totally eat cheesecake. I think I had someone come in today and she said, "So how long have you been a vegan for?" And I was like, I am not a vegan. Because I eat clean does not mean I only eat vegan foods. Like, I eat all the different kinds of foods.
The perceptions and definitions of what clean eating is to many people are just, the delivery guy today was just like, oh, one day I'll have to visit this place and really shop when I'm getting serious about, my health. And I'm like, it's
one day when you're
food.
dead in the hospital because you never got serious about your health,
but
we will bring you a care package.
Right, I know, but it's so crazy because it's just food.
Real food. Real food is so scary all of a
food.
sudden.
Why is it so scary? I say all the time, we're living in a bizarro world. How is it, okay, this has never happened before, ever in history, that we are now comparing real food to non-real food? This
You love the question.
happened.
Do you love the question? Is this safe for my child to
Yes,
eat?
right.
Did you ask the McDonald's drive-thru if this was safe for your child to eat? Because I want to know how real food doesn't seem to make the cut.
I don't get. So just think 100 years ago, it was just food, right? It's in this past 100 years that the
Not
reason,
even that, 50.
Right, 60s
Yeah.
started, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, now it's like we're comparing this, which would never happen, ever. So we have to just go back to that and think, why are we doing this and adding peer pressure to people that want to lead by example, that want to make better choices? We need to be supportive of that and listen and actually listen to it. Somebody earlier was saying, oh, their husband ended up buying a turkey at the supermarket for $50, and it's like, okay, that's a step up. At least be happy that it's not the Butterball,
sure,
right?
Like the organic, it was
right. It's that's improvement. But I mean, it's not, and we don't all have to be up here at the Rolls-Royce level. It's not meant to be that, because it's a journey for clean eating. So we want to give you as many tips as possible. I think Lisa gave a really good one, which is always ask, can I bring a dish to share? That's the big one.
Huge.
Yes.
And I do want to make a point on the peer pressure, a little bit about where the people with the peer that are actually doing the peer pressure are coming from. So you have to understand, when people are pushing you, have a bite, have a drink, have a whatever, it's making them uncomfortable because it feels like a judgment. When you go to Thanksgiving, you say, oh, I don't eat sugar, it looks and feels to the other person like a judgment. Like, well,
that's true.
I'm not eating sugar, you're not eating sugar, so that means that you're judging me for eating sugar.
But they're projecting that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's going to come off like, oh, it's on you, like you're being weird because you don't want to do these things, and it's a fad and it's a trend. Well, really what it is it's terrifying to that other person to think, well, you're putting me in my place, and I know these things aren't good for me, but I'm going to do them anyways because it's the holidays, and you should too, and it becomes very threatening. So that peer pressure, that persistence from the peer pressure is coming from their own projection of their own feelings
and
of self-worth and insecurities and their own problems.
That's
so really, I mean, from both sides of it, if you're someone who's feeling like, oh, I'm going to pressure someone else, I mean, obviously we never are cognizant of those thoughts, but be cautious of the people who come to your home and say, I can't eat these things, because they're not doing it in any way to harm or hurt you. They're only doing it to make themselves feel better. And then, of course, from the other side of it, when someone tries to peer pressure you, understand that that's their problem, not yours. You don't have to own it. You don't have to feel any of that pressure on yourself. And they're just feeling like they're having a problem, right? So be sensitive to their needs. This has nothing to do with you. I totally, I'm happy that you're happy, whatever it is, and I'm on this personal journey and I'm changing for myself, and it has nothing to do with anybody else. You have to be sensitive on both ends of the spectrum, because everybody's feeling whatever they're feeling behind it, and be respectful from both sides, just as you would expect that respect.
Yeah, well, even if they didn't say the reason, if they say I can't eat something, they may have an issue, an allergy, a diabetic,
medical issue,
concern. If they don't eat meat, then it's like a moral thing for them. They can't really get past that.
Digging that, it's just you don't have to dig any farther than that. It's like they say no, it's no.
That's
and
enough.
You don't have to say, okay, well, what's wrong with you that you can't eat that?
Right, and that is coming from someone who has a lot of things that were wrong. It's not offensive by any means, but it's rubbing salt in the wound.
Yes.
Like, you know, and people say like, oh, I love my gluten. I could never give up gluten. I also really love gluten and sourdough bread and all of these things. It doesn't love me back.
Right.
So rubbing it in, take one bite, have one bite, it won't hurt you. It actually will really hurt me. But it's not that I don't want to do those things.
Right.
So I think even being sensitive to the fact that it's hard for that person to be able to stand up and say, I can't do these things, I don't want to do these things, and be sensitive to those needs, and maybe not ask if they don't offer the information. Right. Just let it be that, because it gets very tiresome every day to tell people, well, why can't you eat like that, and what do you mean? Like, it's exhausting.
Or well, then what do you eat?
Oh my God.
That's the big one, right? Oh, well, I don't eat anything because I don't eat gluten.
Oh.
Yeah. So let's take it from two parts. Let's go first part. If you're hosting a party, whether it's on Thanksgiving Day, before Thanksgiving, the Black Friday weekend, or whatever. So here are some tips that you can, as the host, you can call the people and say, do you have any food allergies that I should be aware of? So I want to make sure that the stuff that I do, make, that you'll be able to enjoy.
And always feel willing and welcome to ask those people to bring something to share as well.
Exactly.
That's something that oh, you can't have sugar, great, you bring the desserts, because then you'll make something that everybody can share.
Right.
Take something off of your plate, make it less work for you.
Yeah.
And people are often willing to bring things if they have special dietary restrictions.
Oh, for
so
sure.
don't
They
take
would
on
love
all
that.
of that yourself.
Yes.
But ask for people to be respectful and bring their own things as well.
Yeah. So I think that's option number one, that if you are hosting, then ask people around that are going to be around the table, what can you bring, what can't you have, or what don't you want to have, so then that way it doesn't become an issue that, oh, you're the only person that has a plate and nothing's on it.
Right.
Okay.
And it's uncomfortable if you're in a situation where you're not eating and everybody else is eating. They want to make sure you feel comfortable. So ask them to bring something that they can have, or ask them if they can have something in the mix that works for them.
Right. Now, if the host didn't call you and you're that person sitting here and saying, oh no, Thursday, I'm going to go to a party and I don't know what they're going to have and what's going to happen to me, then pick up the phone, call the host, and say, hey, I'm really interested in contributing. I want to bring something. I have some wonderful, recipes from my family that I've tested over the years. I would love to share. Would you mind if I brought a couple dishes? And I think the host would love that. I mean, I'm usually hosting and I'm like, oh my God, somebody wants to bring food. This is awesome.
I totally agree and feel the same way. So from both sides of it, if you're hosting, ask for help. If you're coming and you have special needs, bring whatever you need and ask if you can help in any way. Make it easier on everybody. It's a stressful holiday time.
Right.
Well, and also, I know people have to eat, but the holiday is not about the food.
Right.
Yeah,
So enjoy the people that are there,
company.
because there can be a lot of tension with preparing a meal.
Yes.
So it's all about the people, not the food.
Yeah, be respectful of that, be kind, be generous, love each other, and don't worry so much about what you can have, what you can't have. That's a very it's not a conversation that needs to ruin the holiday or even drag it out.
Right.
Just
you don't need to dwell on it.
Exactly.
Just move on and do it before the event, so it doesn't become a thing at the event.
Yes.
So I think we have given a lot of great tips
I think so too.
on how to survive peer pressure during the holiday season, specifically our first big one here, which is Thanksgiving. And now we want to go to part 2, which is announcing our winners. If you didn't know, we are having our first basically challenge or competition where we were looking for 2 people, male, female, from the same household to participate in basically having 2 guides. Sharissa and I walk them through the whole month of December, hand-holding with different options for meal plans, helping through your cellular health, a huge package. We're so excited that we found 2 people brave enough to do it on camera. Okay, and the month of December.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is huge. We're so proud of these two people. Sharissa, who are they?
I'm so excited to announce by a landslide of points, Lexi and Kyle, you are our winners. We will be reaching out to you.
Congratulations.
And we will get started with you because your journey starts December 1st. And I cannot wait to guide you through this month.
Yes, we're thrilled. And so officially it starts December 1st, but we're going to get together. Sharissa's going to contact you directly. We, the four of us, will get together and start to work on the plan within 1 week's time.
Yes.
So we're going to look at your schedule, make sure it works for all of us, and get you started.
Yay!
If you're interested in this one's closed and we're done, but you can definitely continue to watch us on I Am a Clean Eater. That's online, www.iamacleaneater.com. Also our Facebook page, so Facebook, I Am a Clean Eater. So follow us on there, like us there, make comments, watch our videos, and as always, we share these through Artisan's Palette as well, which is the store we're in now in Temecula.
But they'll be on camera next Monday, right?
They should be on camera.
We will have
next
we'll
Monday.
have something recorded for you.
Yes, we should have something going on by next
So
Monday.
meet them. You have to watch us, meet them, support them, and
Yes.
we'll have a whole big local cheering section for them.
Oh yes, definitely. We got to stick together.
Okay, folks, for another episode of Macchiato Monday, we are closing out. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Enjoy your holiday.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving. It's great.